What's going on, guys? ChaseWins.com. Friday, February the 11th. Another huge day on Thursday. Congrats to everybody. We'll get into a recap in just a second. I do want to tell everybody, I want to remind you, if you're living under a rock and you didn't know that this weekend, it's the big game, guys. Super Bowl Sunday is only a couple of days away. I've got all of your winners for Super Bowl Sunday, not just the huge winner on the game itself, on the side of the game, telling you who's going to win, by what margin, all that stuff, you know, all of that nice stuff. But I'm going to throw a play on the total out there. I'm going to have at least, it looks like there's probably going to be over a dozen prop wagers. And I'm talking about team props, player prop, like serious prop wagers, something that we're really investing in. And then there will also be things that, you know, have nothing to do with the team. We always do some fun props. And the thing is, we take them seriously and we make a shit ton of money on them year in and year out. But those are not the ones that, you know, we're focused on as much as the things that involve, you know, the team or teams, the players, things like that. There will be, it looks like there's going to be at least a dozen of those individual wagers like that. But you know, as we told you from the get-go, guaranteed there would be a minimum of 10. Making sure that you would get a minimum of 12 plays overall. That doesn't include, you know, that's not including what we would give out extra. Like if, for example, what I'm talking about in one of those extra props is like if we did the national anthem for the length of it, over under, the coin toss, like props like that really have nothing to do with any of the players, with the teams. It just is, you know, it has to do with the event itself. So again, however many those are, those just consider that an added bonus, because that's not, I'm not including that in the numbers that I'm giving you to tell you that you'll have a minimum of a dozen plays. The play on the game itself, again, that will be released tonight. I don't know exactly what time. It may actually be after midnight, you know, the overnight hours going into Saturday. Doesn't matter, because again, I'm going to make sure that you get the best value, the best play, everything, so on and so forth. But that play is going to be rated at bare minimum game of the month level, which is a 7-unit investment. Oh, that's the second highest investment that we would make on any play in any sport at any given time. The highest that we would ever make is 10 units, and that being a game of the year. And this play actually has the potential of being that. I'm not going to tell you that it's going to, because I don't want to disappoint you if it doesn't. But on that one play alone, it will be at least a 7-unit game of the month rated play, and it could be a 10-unit. But either way, you're going to get everything, and it comes with a pure profit guarantee. And that means that we're not just worried about that big game. The whole card has to be profitable. We're talking about taking into account every single wager. I mean, there's going to be at least a dozen of them that would be ranked at least 1 unit premium. You know, going above that, there'll be multiple 3-unit daily top play level plays. And then there will be the one that would be either 7 or 10 units. Taking all of that into consideration in every wager that we give out, adding everything up, it has to be a card that is profitable overall. And if for some reason I were to have my first Super Bowl that wasn't profitable, and guys, you can go back and watch years prior where I would do live shows leading up to every single Super Bowl, and I would give you a half dozen or so picks, you know, a lot of them at plus money that would all cash. And I'll tell you this, the Super Bowl, I think, is I would say that's the one, you know, game, event, whatever, that if anything, I get faded more than, you know, any other time. And I mean, by my own clients who know, you know, bet with me all year long. They know exactly what I'm about. They know if they follow me, they're going to make money, and they always do. But on that one game, it seems like they always disagree with me, and they'll give me, you know, 1,001 reasons as to why, and I can combat that with 1,001 reasons as to why they are wrong. And, you know, again, because it's the final game of the NFL season to close out, you know, even if they had the worst single day that they've had since the start of it, they would still be overwhelmingly profitable. So it's not like they're, you know, risking their overall profitability, but why risk any of it? You know what I mean? Why take a chance of not staying the course and saying, okay, well, you know, I could have been up 40 units, let's say. I'm just throwing out a number there because it could be that in a sport. And, you go out there and, you lose 10 units in a day because you just didn't want to keep following what you should have done. And every year, within an hour of the Super Bowl coming to an end, most of the time before it's even over, because the tickets have cashed before the game even ends, I always get those emails going, well, eventually I'm going to learn my lesson and stop fading you in the Super Bowl because, God damn it, you're always right. And you're spot on right. But this overall pass has to be profitable. And I don't mean just like, oh, we pick up 1 unit. I'm considering the purchase you make as 1 unit. So you have to pick up 2 units plus. If there's not at least 2 units or more of pure profit made, then I don't consider it a profitable or winning package, despite what the record is or isn't. So keep that in mind. It's $99 when, or if it's not profitable, you get 7 days of all plays, premium and top plays in all sports, absolutely free, no questions asked. Now, that's number 1. You need to get on. Don't wait till Sunday. Again, there's going to be plays released tonight, tomorrow, and even on Sunday. So you'll be, if you sign up an hour from now, you'll get plays today. You're going to get another email tomorrow letting you know that more plays are posted. And then on Sunday, the day of the game, you're going to get another email saying, hey, more plays have been posted. The final plays, whatever they are, you're going to get all that. What you don't want to do is for the games or the plays that were released on Friday or even on Saturday, you don't want to wait until an hour before game time on Sunday to be putting those wagers in and risk having the odds change, because I myself am going to have over 500 people wagered on this game and these picks that I'm going to give out. So while, nobody's betting $1 million on a pick, my average client bets 1 dime per unit, and there's going to be over 500, and that's being conservative with the number, bet on this game. Odds can and will change. We will move lines because there's going to be, absurd amounts of money put on this game, and it's going to start flooding into the market the second these plays get released. So you want to get on there. Go to chasewins.com. You'll see it at the top of the purchase page. $99 winner, get 7 days absolutely free. Congrats everyone last night to another huge game of the week winner, NHL this time. And what was it? Just like every other game of the week or whatever in the NHL that we released, it was not only a winner, but it was a blowout with, just tons of time left. Last night, the game of the week, New Jersey Devils at the St. Louis Blues. The total was 5.5. The over was -125. The under was -$1.15, which didn't make sense on the under. You would have thought they would have either gotten even, maybe even plus $1.05. But hey, whatever. We took the over. That game, truth be told, I think that it should have gone over in the second period, but New Jersey really didn't ramp up their shots on goal to what they ended up with until the third period. New Jersey scored 5 goals in the third period alone. And what was funny is I had somebody that bought the play send me an email this morning and said, well, thanks for the win, I guess, but let's face it, you got lucky. And I said, how did I get lucky? And they said, well, New Jersey scored 5 goals in the third period. All you needed was, all that took right there was 1 more goal and it was a winner. I said, okay, fair enough. But how many goals have been scored going into the third period? He's like, well, I don't know. I didn't watch it. I overheard that this morning. I said, okay, so stop talking out of your ass, because there was 5 goals on the board before the second period even ended. And had New Jersey even just remotely the second half of the second period really start forcing shots on goal they could, there would have been 7 to 8 goals on the board before the second period ended. But then, so it went M5. We only needed 1 more goal. The whole third period is left. With 11 minutes to go in regulation, New Jersey puts 1 in the back of the net, ties the game up, and then goes on to score 4 more goals in that span of 11 minutes. We didn't need them. We had already cashed the ticket with over half the third period left, but it ended up being a 7-4 game, 11 total goals. Over 5.5 was an easy winner. So congrats to everybody there. A huge game of the week. Now, speaking of games of the week, when I just told you for Sunday, if everything goes the way that it is supposed to, and I say supposed to because I'm hoping that the odds makers are going to be on my side on this one. I don't believe that it's going to change enough to make a difference here. But if everything stays the way that it is now, and there are no major changes within players, any type of personnel, traveling restrictions, anything like that, or major changes within these odds to take away value, to take away edge, whatever. If none of that takes place, there will be a game of the year. Everybody's been asking, Chase, when are you going to have a game of the year? When are you going to have a game of the year? Your last game of the year was in college football, and that was back in November. And before that, it was in baseball. So when are you going to have a game of the year? Well, guys, don't worry. You will get a game of the year in the NBA, in college basketball, and in the NHL before those sports come to a close, which NHL and NBA, we still have a ton of time. I mean, there's still a lot of freaking, sport left to play there. College basketball, yeah, it'll wrap up over the course of the next 60 days. But we still have plenty of time. Even if something happens in this game, we're not to get released tomorrow. But if everything stays the way it is, then in the overnight hours tonight, a little after midnight, once, everything's official, I know that all these books, even your offshore ones, have the line, have the game, and everything is good where I know that you'll be able to wager it the second you get to play, then I'm going to release a game of the year. That's all I'm going to tell you. Just know that you need to be following us on Twitter. Links in the description. You need to be on the email list. If you have an account at chasewins.com, that means you're already on it. You need to get all of that. You need to be on a package. That way you get the priority email, so that you'll get an email before people that have an email account but are not an active paying member. They'll get an email that follows up, minutes, maybe even an hour or so later. You'll get it beforehand. It doesn't matter what package that you're activated with. It could be the Super Bowl one, as long as you're on an active membership. I hope to release a game of the year. I am not going to make it $199. That's what it costs. I'm going to do a discount on it if we release it. I don't know what I'm going to discount it yet. Throw me some likes on this video. Get a bunch of likes, and that means a lot of people are interested and they want to get it. I will take care of everybody, and I'll do it for maybe cheaper than I've ever done a game of the year before. So keep that in mind. But I hope we have a game of the year on Saturday, and then we get to close out the week with Super Bowl Sunday and potentially another game that rates out at game of the month or game of the year. So make sure you're on the lookout for that. Go to chasewins.com. The best thing to do, it's Friday. Go jump on a 3-day pass or a 7-day pass. Doesn't matter. Go jump on those $50, 3 days, all plays, all premium and daily top plays in all sports. That'll take care of that. That does not include the Super Bowl All Access Pass, and it will not include a game of the year if we have that. But jump on that. Get the action for tonight. There's going to be a huge top play in the NHL yet again, and also potentially a top play in the NBA. So it could be another double top play night, but at bare minimum, there will be at least one, because I've already locked it in, and I've sent Sarah that information. She'll have it posted on the website before you even see this video. So that's number one. Get on that. Get on the Super Bowl pass while you are there so you can start getting those picks, getting those wagers locked in, ready, making sure you're getting the best odds and the best value. And make sure that you are on the lookout, watching your email, watching social media, everything for a potential announcement on a game of the year. And here's the thing. If there's a game of the year, and I'm not even going to say what sport, if it happens, there's another sport that may very well have a game of the week tomorrow that we haven't had in quite a while. And I hope that happens. Who knows? This could end up being the biggest weekend of 2022. We've got baseball coming up. Everybody's on, are they even going to play because of the lockout, whatever. Go and watch. The Cubs, they can't legally talk to Anthony Rizzo right now, but they're already telling people that they're going to talk to Anthony Rizzo, that they've already had internal talks within the organization about what to offer him, if they would offer him a contract, how they would go about offering it, and how they would make sure that if it were to get offered, it would be something that he would not turn down. So that right there tells you that, plus what, cheating ass Garrett Cole said, what Ohtani said, these teams are going to play, guys. Sure, spring training may, start a week late, but who cares? I don't think spring training should be as long as it is anyway. I think that pitchers and catchers should report about 2 weeks later than they do, and I think that players, non-pitchers, non-catchers, and nobody going through rehabilitation for any type of injury or coming off of any preventative surgeries or anything like that, I think their spring training should be 2 weeks to 20 days at best. An entire month of that, 6 weeks, if you're talking about pitchers and catchers, is absurd. And all it does is get players into, especially veteran players. I mean, it might get them burnt out before they even get the season underway. So I don't care about the spring training aspect of it if it starts, 2 days late or 2 weeks late. And, if the season starts a week or so late, truth be told, I think that's an advantage for us, because I think there's going to be a lot of places that are never intriguing to bet in those first 30 days. Now we're going to not have to wait that 30 days, and we're going to have some good value, and that means that the units and the profit from the MLB King are just going to start that much earlier. So get on the MLB Season Pass. You can DM me on Twitter. I'll hook you up with a discount code if you are on another active membership, or if you're going to get on the Super Bowl pass for this weekend, or if you want to buy an MLB Season Pass, I'll give you the Super Bowl All Access Pass absolutely free, but you need to do it by midnight on Saturday. So make sure you do that. Big day yesterday, guys. An enormous day yesterday. So not only did we have the huge 5-unit game of the week that cashed in, it was a double daily top play day. I had a daily top play in the NHL, as well as that game of the week, and I also had a daily top play in college basketball. Both of those cashed. I actually gave you one of those daily top plays for free, and that was on the Washington Capitals yesterday. I told you what was going to happen. I actually gave you 2 plays on that game: the Capitals in regulation, which was our top play, and then the over 5.5 goals, which was another premium play. We won both of those. So that right there, we start the day off 3-0. We did drop 2 NHL plays. I mean, it is what it is. Colorado and Tampa Bay, they did not go over the total. They missed it by a half goal. Same thing happened with Pittsburgh. And then the Blues, we took them in regulation. We didn't get that, but that was really the only downfall to the day right there, and we're still way up. Getting to the NBA plays, had 2 plays yesterday, had the Mavericks and the Clippers over the total, nice easy winner there, as well as the Phoenix Suns laying the points there at home against Milwaukee, another easy win. That was a blowout win for another 2-0 day and another sweep of the board in the NBA. There's a lot of people that say they're the world's best NBA bettor and that they're great and everything, but in the NBA, they're, a world above everybody else, but they're not even in the same conversation with me. Go 72.5% from October to mid-February, then call me. Do that for 2 weeks and call me. We do that every year. We're going to finish out the season above 70. Take that to the bank. So another 2-0 sweep there. And then we get into college basketball. The college basketball slate started off at about a 500 level. We cashed in with SIUE plus the points. They were outright winners, another underdog win. And we took Gonzaga. I didn't like laying 31, but it was easy money to make because, that right there, Gonzaga would have just had to quit playing with 10 minutes still left in the game to not cover that spread. So that was an easy winner there. We started out the college basketball slate, the first 4 games, we went 2-2. Those 2 winners. We did drop 2, which, it's not fun, but it is what it is. And then we come right back and we close out the day just as strong as you possibly can. We took Eastern Washington plus the points, another outright underdog winner. We took Idaho State over. That one was an easy winner. We took South Dakota State, another easy winner. We took Washington on the money line minus $1.25, another easy winner. Our second top play of the day was San Francisco minus 17.5. Some of my clients said they got it at 18. It didn't matter. That was the biggest blowout of the night for a double top play win. So just in the 3 big games, your 2 daily top plays and your game of the week, we went 3-0 and picked up 11 units of pure profit just in those 3 alone, picking up well over 5 units of profit across all the premium plays. So a day where we went out and made more than any other capper could make you in a full week or in a full month. We went out and made you on a random Thursday. And that isn't uncommon. We've done, like we did yesterday, we've done that now 6 times in the last 16 days. So think about it. Go to chasewins.com, get on a winning package, stop sitting on the sideline, and start making fucking money tonight. No excuses. All right, let's get on a free play. Minnesota Timberwolves, Chicago Bulls tonight. As bad as I hate it, everybody knows I'm a Bulls fan. I have been since I was a little kid, because of Jordan, coming out of Carolina, and Jordan, turning into what ended up just being an absolute idol of mine still to this day. But, while, we've made a shit ton of money on the Bulls this year, it's been fading them more so than favoring them. And if you actually look at the Bulls have had a great season if you're actually putting it into context in comparison to what they've done since they fell off after the last time they went to the postseason and made it to the Eastern Conference Finals with Derrick Rose and Gasol and those guys, and ended up unfortunately losing to LeBron and Cleveland. But since then, it's just they've gotten worse and worse and worse. And then with Zach LaVine staying around, and then, of course, my boy Kobe White, North Carolina Tar Heel, I told you that was going to be a big deal. Everybody laughed at me when I said I hope Lonzo Ball goes there. And he went there, and look at them. They've had a great season, but we've made most of our money. I think last night was, or I think tonight will be the 15th game involving the Bulls that we've played this year. Well, I know that when we got to game number 10 involving the Bulls, that was a game where we were fading them as well, and that was the 8th time fading them, and we had only favored them twice all year. So I think I'm going to fade them again tonight. I'm going to take the points with Minnesota as the road dog, not because Minnesota's the better team, not because Chicago can't win this game. I just think that situationally, Chicago's going to come into this thing with a little bit of, kind of like noodle legs, and I think they're going to have a little bit of trouble keeping pace. And I think that, if you go by what the Bulls typically do, when they can't keep that pace and they try to force it, they're prone to making mistakes. And Minnesota is one of those teams that if you're going to give the mistakes to them, they're going to capitalize on them. They're going to turn them into points. Something like that happens, Minnesota's going to walk into the United Center, and they're going to win the game outright. So I'm going to take the Minnesota Timberwolves tonight as a road dog. I'm going to take the points, put them in my back pocket. I may sprinkle a little bit of fun money on the money line as well, but I'm definitely, as the premium play, going to take Minnesota plus the points. Again, I'm looking into the Charlotte game tonight. I'm not going to tell you what side or even if it's a total, whatever. I haven't fully decided yet, but again, we're getting close to the All-Star break here, so some of this stuff is going to have to just not take a break. You're just going to have to be very cognizant of what you're playing, what the meaning behind everything is there value on it, do they care, are they even going to come to play, or are they just going to show up so they don't forfeit? So again, a little bit more work's going to be required until we get to the end of the All-Star break, until everything just goes back to 100% normal there. But then as far as college basketball goes tonight, let's start with the early game. Connecticut, Xavier. You can make an argument for who's the better team on both sides. I think this is going to come down to free throws, and Xavier is a little bit better of a free throw shooting team, especially at home. If you actually just go off of numbers in general, you would put them at about, you're talking about overall as a team shooting about 2% better. But then when you compare just road for Connecticut and just home free throw percentages for Xavier, they've actually got about a 5.5% advantage overall in terms of free throws made. That, along with the fact that Xavier is a faster team, usually on the road that doesn't mean much because, again, they're a road team prone to mistakes. But at home, they protect the ball well, they pass well. They're one of the best teams that is in terms of assisting when it comes to a home team. The Big East has two of them, Xavier being one of them. And I think that this is basically a pick'em game, Xavier is the home favorite, money line at minus $1.15, when I think Xavier, based on literal numbers for every single category and having to take into account what's happened over the last week, the fact that either one of these teams do benefit from being at home and they are at a slight disadvantage being on the road, I think Xavier should be a 4 to 4.5 point favorite. So I'm going to lay that money line of $1.15, and I'm going to take Xavier just to win the game at home against UConn. Your number 24 and 25 team battling each other. I do think Xavier is the slightly better team and the slightly more likely team this year, not long-term. I think long-term, you're going to watch UConn come back and win another national championship, or at least get there to where they have the opportunity to compete for one. But at least for this year, I do believe Xavier is the better team, not by a huge margin, but enough to take care of a home win against UConn. So there's your two free plays. Both of them premium plays. Minnesota Timberwolves plus the points tonight, and then Xavier in college basketball on the money line minus $1.15. And make sure you go to chasewins.com, get on a winning package. Congrats to everybody on a great day yesterday. Now let's go out there and do what we do best. Let's go make some fucking money, and I'll see you guys in the winner's circle.